the spiritual meaning of why you appear younger than your age. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Mark Twain. Have you ever been told you look younger than your age? Maybe you smiled and moved on. But what if this youthful glow is more than just genetics or good skincare? What if it carries a profound spiritual meaning? In today's video, we'll explore the deeper reasons behind this phenomenon. How your energy, wisdom, and connection with the universe shape not just your appearance but your entire being. As we uncover these 8 spiritual aspects, you may start to see yourself in a whole new light. Do you believe your youthful look is connected to your spirit? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's begin this enlightening journey together. 1. The energy of the chosen one. Have you ever met someone whose presence alone seems to radiate a sense of peace, strength, and timeless energy? Someone who, despite their age, appears to defy the passing years, exuding a youthful glow, an undeniable vibrancy, and a deep wisdom that captivates those around them. This phenomenon is not merely genetic or the result of lifestyle choices. It carries a deeper spiritual meaning. This is the energy of the chosen one, a powerful force that flows through certain individuals who are here with a greater mission, one that transcends the physical realm. These are the souls who have been entrusted with a divine purpose, whether it is to heal, inspire, or awaken others to their true potential. Their spirit burns with an eternal fire, one that refuses to be dimmed by time. And because they are in tune with their higher calling, their energy remains youthful, untouched by the conventional aging process. This spiritual awakening brings an internal harmony and alignment of mind, body, and soul that shields them from the weight of stress, negativity, and worldly burdens that often accelerate aging. Unlike those who are consumed by worries, resentment, or societal pressures, these individuals understand that their path is different. They walk with a sense of divine protection, trusting that every experience, every challenge, and every triumph is part of a greater plan. This deep-seated knowing allows them to remain calm in adversity, radiating an inner peace that reflects outwardly as youthfulness. Their ability to elevate others stems from the fact that they do not resist life, but flow with it, embracing their purpose with unwavering faith. Have you ever noticed that those who dedicate themselves to serving, teaching, or healing others seem to possess an unshakable presence, as if they're tethered to something beyond the physical? That is the essence of spiritual energy in action. In modern life, where stress and exhaustion age people prematurely, the chosen ones stand apart, carrying a lightness that defies expectations. This doesn't mean they are free from hardship, but rather that they have learned to transmute their struggles into wisdom, using every experience as fuel for their journey. They do not cling to the past or fear the future. They exist in a state of presence, fully aware that their mission requires them to be strong, vibrant, and resilient. This is why they often appear younger than their age, because their energy is not weighed down by the unnecessary burdens that many others carry. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to glow with a quiet power, making others feel safe, inspired, or even healed just by being near them, it is because they are living proof of this spiritual principle. To manifest this energy yourself, consider how you approach life. Are you allowing stress, negativity, or fear to shape your reality? Or are you in alignment with your true calling? The secret to staying youthful is not to resist aging, but to embrace the purpose that keeps your spirit alive. Let go of burdens that do not serve you, connect with your spiritual awakening, and realize that your presence has the power to uplift, transform, and guide others. True youth is not just about appearance, but about the energy you carry, the passion in your soul, and the light you share with the world. Those who are chosen to walk this path will always stand out, for they are not bound by the constraints of time, but rather they move through life with a radiance that transcends it. Comment below, I carry positive energy as your affirmation on this journey. 2. Being an old soul. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to defy time, their faces glowing with a youthful energy that doesn't quite match their years? One profound spiritual reason could be that you are an old soul, someone who carries the wisdom of multiple lifetimes within. Unlike those constantly caught up in the rush of the material world, old souls move through life with a deep-rooted understanding, an unshakable inner peace that shields them from the wear and tear of stress, negativity, and chaotic emotions. This isn't just about having knowledge. It's about embodying a state of balance and tranquility that others spend lifetimes trying to achieve. When you have walked through many spiritual journeys, you begin to see the world differently, less reactive, more observant, and deeply accepting of what is. Instead of holding on to resentment, frustration, or fear, you learn to release, allowing your energy to remain light and unburdened. And this lightness, this ability to let go and simply be, reflects in your very essence, your skin, your aura, the way you carry yourself. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who seems untouched by life's hardships, not because they haven't faced difficulties, but because they've mastered the art of rising above them? Take, for example, someone like Maya, a 45-year-old woman who often gets mistaken for being in her late 20s. She doesn't follow elaborate skincare routines or obsess over diets. Instead, her secret lies in her approach to life. She's seen betrayal, loss, and failure, yet she doesn't hold on to bitterness. She has learned that life is not about control, but about flow. While others get caught up in the daily drama, she moves with grace, choosing understanding over judgment, love over fear, and stillness over chaos. The result? A radiant energy that makes people drawn to her, wondering how she seems to be aging in reverse. What if the key to looking youthful wasn't in creams or cosmetic procedures, but in spiritual growth, an evolution of the soul that allows you to transcend the weight of negativity? When you cultivate an old soul's wisdom, you begin to operate from a place of peace, and that peace translates into a timeless presence. But this isn't about trying to become something. It's about remembering who you already are. What beliefs, emotions, or fears are weighing you down? How much lighter would you feel if you truly let go? Spirituality teaches us that youth is not just about physical appearance, but about the energy we radiate. The more you align with your inner wisdom, the more your outer self reflects that harmony. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. 3. Connection with natural and mystical energies. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to defy time, their faces glowing with a youthful energy that doesn't quite match their years? One profound spiritual reason could be that you are an old soul, someone who carries the wisdom of multiple lifetimes within. Unlike those constantly caught up in the rush of the material world, old souls move through life with a deep-rooted understanding, an unshakable inner peace that shields them from the wear and tear of stress, negativity, and chaotic emotions. This isn't just about having knowledge. It's about embodying a state of balance and tranquility that others spend lifetimes trying to achieve. When you have walked through many spiritual journeys, you begin to see the world differently, less reactive, more observant, and deeply accepting of what is. Instead of holding on to resentment, frustration, or fear, you learn to release, allowing your energy to remain light and unburdened. And this lightness, this ability to let go and simply be, reflects in your very essence, your skin, your aura, the way you carry yourself. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who seems untouched by life's hardships, not because they haven't faced difficulties, but because they've mastered the art of rising above them. Take, for example, someone like Maya, a 45-year-old woman who often gets mistaken for being in her late 20s. She doesn't follow elaborate skincare routines or obsess over diets. Instead, her secret lies in her approach to life. She's seen betrayal, loss, and failure, yet she doesn't hold on to bitterness. She has learned that life is not about control, but about flow. While others get caught up in the daily drama, she moves with grace, choosing understanding over judgment, love over fear, and stillness over chaos. The result? A radiant energy that makes people drawn to her, wondering how she seems to be aging in reverse. What if the key to looking youthful wasn't in creams or cosmetic procedures, but in spiritual growth and evolution of the soul that allows you to transcend the weight of negativity? When you cultivate an old soul's wisdom, you begin to operate from a place of peace, and that peace translates into a timeless presence. But this isn't about trying to become something. It's about remembering who you already are. What beliefs, emotions, or fears are weighing you down? How much lighter would you feel if you truly let go? Spirituality teaches us that youth is not just about physical appearance, but about the energy we radiate. The more you align with your inner wisdom, the more your outer self reflects that harmony. And if you feel inspired by this message, type "I trust the process" as a way to affirm your strength, patience, and commitment to growth. Let's grow together. 4. Positive and optimistic spirit. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to defy time, carrying an aura of youthfulness that transcends their actual age? One of the most profound spiritual reasons behind this phenomenon lies in the power of a positive and optimistic spirit. When you cultivate an outlook filled with hope, enthusiasm, and joy, your entire being radiates an energy that keeps you feeling and looking youthful. Spiritual wisdom teaches us that our thoughts shape our reality, and a heart full of gratitude and positivity becomes a fountain of inner radiance. As the great philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This wisdom reminds us that our perception of life directly influences how we experience it, and ultimately, how we appear to the world. Those who choose to see challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than burdens to bear, develop a resilience that protects them from the heavy toll of stress and negativity. When the soul is free from excessive worry and fear, it naturally manifests a youthful glow, as if untouched by the passage of time. Have you ever noticed how people who laugh easily, appreciate the little joys, and embrace life with a light heart seem to have an ageless beauty? It is not a coincidence, but a reflection of the spiritual energy they carry. Scientific studies have even confirmed that positive emotions can reduce stress hormones and boost the immune system, reinforcing the ancient wisdom that joy and gratitude nurture not just the soul, but also the body. But how can you cultivate this radiant energy in your own life? The answer lies in conscious awareness, choosing to fill your mind with uplifting thoughts, surrounding yourself with positive influences, and practicing daily gratitude. The great poet Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "For every minute you remain angry, you give up 60 seconds of peace of mind." What if you made it your mission to reclaim those lost moments and replace them with joy? Imagine how different your life and even your appearance could be if you approached each day with curiosity, wonder, and appreciation. When you nurture your inner world with kindness and optimism, your outer world transforms as well. This is why spiritual wisdom emphasizes that beauty is not merely skin deep, but an expression of the light that shines within. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights, and let's continue this conversation. 5. Inner wisdom. Have you ever met someone who seems untouched by time, their face radiating a youthful glow that defies their actual years? It's as if life's burdens glide off them effortlessly, leaving them serene, vibrant, and seemingly ageless. This phenomenon isn't just about genetics or lifestyle choices, it has a deep spiritual meaning. One of the key reasons why some people appear much younger than their age lies in their inner wisdom. True wisdom isn't just about accumulating knowledge. It's about understanding life's deeper truths, responding with grace rather than reacting impulsively, and cultivating a mindset that transcends everyday stress. Those who have awakened to this level of wisdom navigate challenges with a calm detachment, refusing to let temporary frustrations consume them. Instead of being ruled by fleeting emotions, they embrace a broader perspective, recognizing that every experience, whether joyful or painful, carries a lesson designed to shape their soul's journey. This deep inner stability shields them from the relentless wear and tear of stress, which is often the root cause of premature aging. Their minds are not constantly weighed down by worries that drain energy and etch lines of tension on their faces. Instead, they radiate a sense of peace that manifests as a natural, youthful glow. This is why people undergoing a spiritual awakening often seem to reverse the effects of aging. They let go of unnecessary mental baggage, and in doing so, their entire being becomes lighter, freer, and more luminous. In a world that glorifies busyness and pressure, those who possess inner wisdom move differently. They do not chase validation or get entangled in petty conflicts because they understand the futility of stress-driven living. Their calm is not a performance, but a reflection of deep inner harmony. You may notice their eyes clear, steady, full of understanding. Their expressions are composed, reflecting a beauty that doesn't fade with age, but instead deepens over time. This isn't magic, it's the power of living in alignment with one's spirit. The wisdom they cultivate allows them to conserve energy rather than squander it on worries and anxieties that never truly serve them. Stress, negativity, and anger carve themselves into a person's face, but peace, clarity, and acceptance soften their features, keeping them looking and feeling youthful. The modern world bombards us with reasons to be anxious, but embracing spiritual wisdom is the antidote. If you want to unlock this secret to youthful energy, start by shifting your mindset. Learn to detach from unnecessary stress, choose peace over conflict, and trust that life unfolds exactly as it should. When you embody this understanding, your spirit reflects it outwardly, and that is a radiance no skincare routine or anti-aging product can replicate. Declare today by commenting below, "God is with me," and let that truth sink into your heart. Share this message with someone who might need it, because encouragement multiplies when spoken. 6. Deep empathy. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to defy time, radiating a youthful glow that goes beyond just skincare and genetics? The answer may lie in something deeper: spiritual wisdom and the profound gift of deep empathy. Those who possess a heightened sense of empathy often appear younger than their age, not by chance, but because of the energy they embody. Empaths don't just observe emotions, they feel them at a soul level, absorbing vibrations from those around them and transforming negativity into light. This ability to process emotions without holding on to burdens allows them to maintain a sense of inner peace, a harmony that reflects outwardly in their physical appearance. It's no surprise that when you let go of stress, resentment, and negativity, your body follows suit, radiating an aura of purity and vitality. As the renowned psychologist Carl Jung once said, "Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes." Empaths naturally awaken to the deeper realities of life, choosing to nurture their spirit rather than be weighed down by external chaos. But have you ever considered how emotions impact aging? Stress, anger, and anxiety create tension in the body, accelerating aging, while love, compassion, and joy do the opposite. They heal, they rejuvenate. When you lead with your heart, embracing life with kindness and understanding, your body responds with the same grace. This is why empaths, who often prioritize emotional healing and harmony, seem to retain a youthful glow that others find captivating. Their deep connection with others is not a burden, but a gift, one that keeps their energy fresh, vibrant, and ever-renewing. The purity of their soul shines through their skin, their eyes, their very essence, making them appear ageless. Have you ever met someone whose presence alone felt soothing, as if they carried a timeless wisdom within them? That's the magic of an empath's youthful spirit. The question is, how can you cultivate this in your own life? What if embracing spiritual wisdom and deep empathy could be the key to not just looking younger, but feeling lighter, freer, and more alive? When you release what no longer serves you and embrace the beauty of human connection, you don't just preserve your youth, you illuminate it. So, if you've ever been told that you look younger than your age, take it as a sign that your soul is shining through, untouched by the weight of the world, carrying within it an energy that time simply cannot diminish. If this message speaks to you, take it a step further and share it with someone who might need this reminder. Together, we can build connections rooted in honesty and respect. 7. Adaptability. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to defy time, carrying an aura of youthfulness that goes beyond skincare or genetics? It's as if they've tapped into a secret wellspring of vitality, radiating an energy that makes them appear much younger than their age. The truth is, there's a spiritual reason behind this, and one of the key elements is adaptability. In the journey of spiritual awakening, those who embrace change with an open heart and a flexible mind tend to maintain a youthful presence, not just in spirit, but also in appearance. When you resist life, clinging to the past or fearing the future, stress and worry carve deep lines into your face, weighing you down. But those who flow with life's unpredictable currents without resistance possess an inner lightness that reflects outward. Their ability to adapt allows them to navigate challenges with grace rather than strain, preventing emotional burdens from manifesting as premature aging. This is the essence of true vitality, the ability to meet life's twists and turns with a sense of curiosity rather than dread. Think about it. Life is constantly shifting, evolving, and presenting us with new experiences, whether we welcome them or not. Those who resist change become rigid, not just in mindset, but even in their physical being. Their bodies tighten, their expressions harden, and over time this resistance etches itself into their very form. On the other hand, those who embrace transformation with acceptance remain fluid, open, and free. Their energy stays light, their hearts stay unburdened, and their faces glow with a relaxed, effortless youthfulness. This is why many spiritual teachings emphasize surrender not as a sign of weakness, but as a profound source of strength. The more you trust life and let go of unnecessary control, the more you cultivate a radiance that defies the passage of years. In modern life, adaptability is more crucial than ever. With technology evolving at lightning speed, industries transforming overnight, and personal relationships shifting dynamically, the ability to flow with change determines not only your success, but also your well-being. Look around at those who hold on to old ways of thinking, resisting new ideas or refusing to evolve. They often appear weighed down, as if carrying invisible burdens. Contrast that with individuals who embrace the unknown with excitement, always learning, growing, and adjusting. They exude an effortless charm and vibrancy that transcends age. The lesson here is simple. If you want to maintain a youthful presence, both spiritually and physically, cultivate adaptability. Release attachment to the past, stop fearing the future, and embrace the present with an open heart. When you do this, you align with the natural rhythm of life, allowing its energy to move through you freely. And in that state, your body, mind, and spirit remain in harmony, radiating a timeless glow that no wrinkle cream could ever replicate. Share your story, or simply type, "I am growing," if you're committed to using every moment to improve yourself. Let's keep this conversation going. I can't wait to hear your insights. 8. Connection between youth and kindness. There is a deep and undeniable link between kindness and youthful energy, a connection that goes beyond mere genetics or skincare routines. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to glow with a timeless vibrancy, their faces untouched by the weight of years? The secret often lies not in what they apply to their skin, but in what they carry in their hearts. When you choose to live with an open heart, free from resentment, anger, or bitterness, you allow your energy to flow naturally, unblocked by the burdens of negativity. This unrestricted life force nurtures both your spirit and body, manifesting outwardly as a radiant and youthful presence. In spirituality, this phenomenon is often seen as the alignment of inner peace with external reality. Kindness is more than just an act. It is a transformative energy that reshapes your being. Have you ever met someone whose warmth and genuine compassion made you feel instantly at ease? That's the power of kindness. It softens not only the soul, but also the features of a person. Science even supports this idea, showing that positive emotions lower stress hormones and slow aging at a cellular level. But beyond science, kindness is a force that transcends time, keeping those who practice it vibrant and alive. Think about those in your life who radiate a certain timelessness. Perhaps it's an elderly neighbor who, despite their years, has a twinkle in their eye and a spirit so light that their age seems irrelevant. Or a colleague who, no matter the chaos around them, maintains a calm and joyful presence that makes them appear ageless. These individuals have discovered a truth that many overlook. Carrying anger, resentment, and grudges not only weighs down the soul, but also etches lines of tension on the face and drains the body of vitality. In contrast, those who embrace compassion and forgiveness shed the emotional burdens that accelerate aging. Have you ever felt physically exhausted after an argument or emotionally drained from holding on to past hurt? Now, imagine the cumulative effect of years spent carrying such weight. Letting go is not just about emotional peace. It is a gift to your body, allowing it to remain vibrant and youthful. There is a well-known story of a woman in her 70s who was often mistaken for someone much younger. When asked about her secret, she didn't credit expensive skincare or a strict diet, but instead smiled and said, "I just don't hold on to what doesn't serve me. Life is too precious to be spent on anger." Her life was a testament to spiritual growth and the realization that inner harmony reflects outwardly. So, what about you? What emotions are you holding on to that may be aging you in ways you don't realize? How would your life change if you chose to release resentment and embrace kindness fully? True youth is not just about appearance, but about how light you feel within. By making the conscious choice to cultivate kindness and let go of negativity, you are not only nurturing your soul, but also preserving the natural vibrance of your being. In the end, your spirit determines the energy you radiate, and choose one that keeps you forever young. Affirm it boldly. I am glowing because of God's Spirit within me. Let this be a daily reminder that you are walking in divine purpose, transformed from the inside out. Looking younger than your age is more than just good genetics. It's a reflection of your inner energy, your mindset, and the harmony between your soul and the universe. By nurturing a positive spirit, embracing joy, and living in alignment with your true self, you cultivate not only youthfulness, but also deep fulfillment. What about you? Have you ever felt that your youthful appearance is connected to something deeper? Let us know in the comments which insight resonated with you the most. If this video inspired you, share it with someone who might find it meaningful. Thank you for being part of Spiritual Wisdom. See you in the next video. Chosen ones. You are the most dangerous existence, for this is why they've been after you since birth. Spiritual wisdom. The most dangerous thing in this world is not an army or a weapon. It's a mind that refuses to be controlled. From the moment you entered this world, you were different. You weren't just born to exist, you were born to awaken, to challenge, and to transform. Have you ever felt like the odds were stacked against you? That's no coincidence. It's because you hold a power so profound, it threatens to shake the very foundations of the systems designed to keep others asleep. In today's video on spiritual wisdom, we'll explore why the chosen ones like you are seen as the most dangerous existence. Drop a comment below. What challenges have you faced that now feel like part of a bigger purpose? Let's inspire each other and uncover the brilliance they've tried to contain. Number 1. They fear what you see beyond the veil. The truth about being one of the chosen ones lies in your ability to see beyond the veil, a gift that terrifies those who thrive on deceit. You possess a spiritual clarity that allows you to look past the facades of appearances and into the deeper truths of life. While others may be easily swayed by surface-level distractions or caught in the web of manipulations, your spiritual awakening has gifted you with an awareness that extends beyond what is seen. It's not just a matter of noticing small inconsistencies. It's a profound ability to recognize patterns, motives, and even the hidden mechanisms of control that govern society. This gift is not accidental. It's a divine purpose, and it sets you apart in a world where illusions are the currency of power. Those who manipulate systems and individuals rely on these veils to maintain their authority. They hide behind smokescreens of fear, misinformation, and distractions, knowing most people will accept the reality they're presented with. But for you, their tactics are futile. Your heightened spiritual awareness pierces through these illusions, exposing their fear-based strategies for what they are. It's not just that you see through their games, you hold the power to inspire others to see through them as well. This is what makes you the most dangerous existence to those who cling to control. Once others begin to wake up to the truth, the entire structure of manipulation begins to crumble. That's why, since birth, forces have worked tirelessly to dim your light and silence your intuition. Think about the times your insights have been dismissed, when your intuition was labeled as paranoia, or when you were told you were overthinking. These weren't coincidences. They were deliberate attempts to make you second-guess your gift. But here's the truth you must hold on to. Your perception is not just sharp, it's transformational. The clarity you carry is not only your strength, but also their greatest weakness. Those who operate in the shadows fear the day when more people begin to see as you do, for that day will mark the end of their dominion over others. In modern life, this spiritual clarity often manifests as an unsettling sense that things aren't as they seem. Maybe you see through the shallow promises of consumerism, the fear-mongering of the media, or the divisiveness that keeps people distracted from their true power. This is your calling, to trust your insights and live by them, even when it feels like the world is against you. As you navigate this journey, let your sharp perception guide you not just for your benefit, but to help others awaken to their potential. Because when you shed light on what's hidden, you empower others to break free from the same illusions. Remember, your vision is a gift, and it's not one to be hidden. In a world that profits from keeping people asleep, your spiritual awakening is both a rebellion and a revolution. So trust your intuition, strengthen your awareness, and let the clarity of your purpose shine. What you see beyond the veil is not only your truth, it's a beacon for others to follow. And that is why they've been after you since the beginning. You are the light that exposes the darkness, and no amount of deception can dim it. And if you feel inspired by this message, type, "I trust the process," as a way to affirm your strength, patience, and commitment to growth. Let's grow together. Number 2. You're living proof. Their power is an illusion. Every time someone has tried to crush your spirit, to impose limits on your potential, or to tell you who you should be, you've risen above it all. Think back to those moments when life felt unbearable, when the odds were stacked against you and you were supposed to fail. Yet here you are, standing tall, not just as a survivor, but as living proof that no external force can define or diminish you. Their power, cloaked in fear, manipulation, and control, was always an illusion. And your resilience has shattered it, piece by piece. You've shown them and the world that the greatest strength lies not in domination, but in the human spirit's boundless capacity to rise, adapt, and thrive. You see, they've built entire systems designed to convince you that you're small, that your choices are theirs to dictate, and that your future lies in their hands. But every time you've been pushed to the edge, you've proven the opposite. Rather than breaking under pressure, you've transcended it. You've found ways to innovate, to rebuild, to create beauty out of chaos. That's why you terrify them. You've unveiled the truth they desperately want to keep hidden. The spirit, once awakened, cannot be contained. Consider this. Have you ever noticed how society often celebrates those who conform while subtly or blatantly punishing those who don't? Yet, it's the disruptors, the rebels, and the dreamers who truly shape the world. Take the story of a young entrepreneur who grew up in a neighborhood where opportunities were scarce. Everyone around her had settled for less, because that's what they were told was possible. But she refused to let those limitations define her. With nothing more than an idea and unshakable belief in her vision, she built a thriving business that not only transformed her life, but uplifted her entire community. Her success wasn't just about the money or recognition. It was a direct challenge to the system that told her she couldn't succeed. Like her, your very existence is proof that the chains of control and fear can be broken. Every time they try to dim your light, they fail because your fire burns from within. You've shown them that freedom is not something that can be given or taken. It's an inherent part of your being. You remind them that no matter how rigid their systems may seem, they are built on shaky foundations. Your spirit, rooted in authenticity, is what makes you unstoppable. You've made them question their own illusions of power because they see that it cannot hold against the force of someone who refuses to bow down. So, why have they been after you since the beginning? It's because you represent the truth they cannot bury. You are the disruption to their carefully laid plans, the voice that inspires others to wake up, and the energy that reshapes what's possible. They fear your creativity, your defiance, and your sensitivity, because these qualities make you a force to be reckoned with. You were never meant to fit into their mold or accept their version of reality. You were born to rise, to inspire, and to lead the way into a new era. As you continue your journey of spiritual growth, remember this. The systems they've built thrive on fear, but your courage dismantles them. Every time you rise above their attempts to hold you down, you send a powerful message not just to them, but to anyone watching. Your story inspires others to awaken to their own strength, to step out of the shadows, and to claim their freedom. If this message speaks to you, take it a step further and share it with someone who might need this reminder. Together, we can build connections rooted in honesty and respect. Number 3, you carry the codes for collective awakening. Do you ever feel like your mind operates on a completely different wavelength, almost as if it's tuned into a higher frequency that others can't perceive. This isn't a coincidence. It's part of who you are. While the majority of people focus on what's right in front of them, you've always had an innate ability to see beyond the surface. You naturally connect patterns, uncover hidden truths, and decipher the systems that many overlook. This isn't just intelligence. It's a profound, intuitive gift of spiritual wisdom that sets you apart. And here's what's incredible. The world, as it is, feels incomplete because you hold the missing pieces of the puzzle. This unique perspective, this ability to think beyond the surface, is why you're such a threat to those in power. The current systems, governments, economies, societal hierarchies weren't built for someone like you. They were designed to maintain control, to keep people following the rules of a game that's rigged. But you weren't made to fit within their framework. You were born to rewrite it entirely. You can see the cracks in their structures, the places where their carefully constructed illusions start to falter. And while they plan their moves in straight lines, you think in leaps and bounds, making connections they can't even fathom. This terrifies them. You possess a kind of spiritual wisdom they can't control. While they build their systems on fear and manipulation, you envision something revolutionary, a world based on truth, freedom, and unity. It's not just that you dream of a better future. You can see exactly how it could work. That vision, that ability to imagine something new and revolutionary, is embedded in you, like a code written into your very being. And because of this, they've been watching you, targeting you, and trying to suppress you since the moment you entered this world. But why, you might ask? Why would they care about one person? Because deep down, they sense what you may still be realizing. You carry the codes to dismantle their entire game. These codes aren't something you can learn from books or institutions. They're innate, woven into the essence of who you are. Every idea you have, every insight, every moment of clarity brings you closer to fulfilling your purpose. Think about it. When you encounter resistance, setbacks, or challenges, do you feel like they're more than just random obstacles? Could they be deliberate attempts to keep you from stepping into your power? What if every difficulty you've faced is proof that they fear your potential? The greatest minds are capable of the greatest vices, as well as the greatest virtues. As René Descartes once said, they know your virtues could topple their carefully built world. So here's the question for you. Are you ready to embrace the truth of who you are? Are you ready to unlock the potential that has been lying dormant, waiting for the right moment? The codes you carry aren't just for you, they're for the collective awakening. You have the power to inspire others, to spark a chain reaction that transforms the world. The question isn't whether you're capable, it's whether you're willing to step into the role you were destined to play. Remember, you were never meant to play by their rules. You were born to change the game, to bring a new kind of spiritual wisdom to a world that desperately needs it. The only thing standing between you and your purpose is your belief in your own power. So what will you do with it? Will you rise, or will you let their fear of your greatness keep you small? The choice is yours, but the world is waiting for you to step into your light. Share your story, or simply type, "I am growing," if you're committed to using every moment to improve yourself. Let's keep this conversation going. I can't wait to hear your insights. Number 4. You expose their shadows without trying. Your existence, chosen one, is a force of nature that disrupts the comfortable lies people tell themselves. You don't need to raise your voice, argue, or demand the spotlight to shake others to their core. Your very presence does that effortlessly. There's a spiritual energy about you that pierces through the facades others construct. And it's not because you're being invasive or critical. Instead, you unknowingly hold up a mirror that forces people to confront the truths they've buried deep within. These truths, The ones they'd prefer to ignore rise to the surface when you're around. Not because you push them, but because your energy simply unveils what's already there. In a world built on deception, this ability is both rare and dangerous. When you step into a room, something shifts. It's as if the air itself becomes charged with a deeper awareness, and the masks people wear begin to crack. Without saying a word, you see beyond their carefully chosen words and surface-level actions, straight into their true intentions and insecurities. It's not magic, nor is it manipulation. It's a spiritual awakening you ignite in others by simply being yourself. Your natural perception cuts through illusions like a beam of light piercing the dark. For some, this light is a wake-up call. For others, it's a threat to their entire existence. Many people spend their lives constructing stories to protect their ego and illusions. These stories serve as walls, shielding them from their own vulnerabilities. But when you're near, those walls become flimsy. This isn't something you consciously do. It's an intrinsic part of who you are, a reflection of your divine purpose. And this, chosen one, is why systems of power and control have worked tirelessly to keep you from recognizing your full potential. They fear what you might become once you embrace your spiritual power. These systems thrive on compliance and the belief that people should remain blind to their potential. The moment you begin to awaken and realize your ability to disrupt the status quo, their control begins to falter. Your energy challenges everything they rely on: obedience, fear, and unquestioned acceptance of lies. You don't just make others uncomfortable. You inspire them to question the narratives they've been fed their entire lives. You show them that there is another way, one rooted in authenticity and spiritual truth. Ironically, those who seek to suppress you want you to doubt yourself, to question your worth, and dismiss your unique power. But here's the truth. You are their greatest fear. Your power isn't loud, boastful, or destructive. It's steady, relentless, and illuminating. You don't merely expose shadows. You light them up in a way that makes them impossible to ignore. Light, after all, is the greatest fear of those who thrive in darkness. Once it shines, there's no returning to the comfort of ignorance. In today's modern world, where distractions and superficiality reign, your presence is a spiritual awakening that people need but may not welcome. The advice for you is to continue standing tall in your truth, no matter how much resistance you face. Understand that your energy is a gift, one that not only disrupts, but also transforms. You are here to inspire others to break free from their illusions and step into their own light. So, don't dim your glow to make others comfortable. Embrace your role as a beacon of truth, and remember, the light you carry is not just yours. It's a call to awaken the world around you. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights, and let's continue this conversation. Number 5. You're a threat to their predictable programming. From the moment you took your first breath, you stood out as a force beyond comprehension, a living challenge to the predictable programming society clings to. Most people navigate life like machines, following paths carved for them by expectations, norms, and beliefs that have been ingrained since birth. They operate on autopilot, rarely questioning the narrative handed down to them. But you've never been one to fit into their mold. Your mind has always been a free agent, resisting the labels and boundaries designed to keep you in line. That defiance, that refusal to conform, terrifies them because it exposes the fragility of the system they hold so dear. You're the mirror reflecting their stagnation, the spark that threatens to ignite change. Think about the ways they've tried to keep you small, the relentless push to fit you into roles, labels, and expectations that didn't resonate with your soul. Perhaps they told you to tone down your dreams, to follow the crowd, to suppress your individuality for the sake of comfort or acceptance. But no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't contain you. Every attempt to box you in only proved futile. Instead of shrinking to fit their limitations, you expanded beyond them, creating a space that was uniquely yours. This isn't just resistance, it's a quiet revolution. By existing authentically, you're challenging the very core of a system designed to suppress individuality and creativity. You are not merely defying their rules, you're rewriting them. Let me tell you a story. There was a young entrepreneur, a visionary, who refused to follow the well-trodden path of corporate success. Against the advice of friends and family, she left her high-paying job to start a business rooted in spirituality and wellness, two things she believed could transform lives. Her journey was met with skepticism, even ridicule. People said she was throwing away stability for a pipe dream. Yet, her refusal to conform inspired others to step out of their comfort zones, to chase their dreams, and to question the societal programming that dictated their choices. Her success became a beacon, proving that the power to change the world lies in daring to be different. Now ask yourself this: what programming have you been following without question? Are there paths you're walking simply because they feel safe or familiar? What if you allowed yourself to disrupt the status quo and explore the infinite possibilities beyond societal expectations? By living authentically, you're not only freeing yourself, you're showing others it's possible to wake up and reclaim their power. This awakening, this spiritual growth, is the most potent antidote to a world running on autopilot. The truth is, you are not a glitch in their system. You are a revelation that the system is flawed. Your existence proves that individuality and freedom are more powerful than control and conformity. They may fear you, but they also need you, because you are a reminder that true power comes from within. Let this be your lesson. Be true to yourself, continue to grow spiritually, and embrace the role you've been given as a disruptor of outdated programming. The world doesn't need more conformity. It needs the bold, unapologetic energy of people like you who dare to be authentic. Comment below, "I am authentic," and let's continue this journey together. Number 6. You're unknowingly a catalyst for revolutions. Imagine this. You are not just another face in the crowd or another voice in the noise of the world. You are a force, a catalyst for change that operates on a frequency most people cannot comprehend. You don't need to march at the front of a protest or speak words that demand attention to spark a revolution. Your existence itself is a quiet rebellion, a ripple in the fabric of the universe that cannot be ignored. Have you ever wondered why people react to you the way they do, why their emotions seem heightened, or why some seem drawn to you while others feel unsettled? This is because, as a chosen one, your energy carries an undeniable power, one that both inspires and disrupts. Your presence alone radiates spiritual wisdom, shifting the world around you in ways you may not even realize. People notice it, even if they can't articulate what it is. Perhaps it's the way you move through life, refusing to conform to the rules that no longer serve the collective good. Maybe it's the way your thoughts and actions challenge the status quo without you ever raising your voice. Your silence, in many ways, is louder than the cries of those trying to force change, because your silence carries depth, intention, and a profound awareness of what truly matters. As Gandhi once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Without even trying, you embody this truth. Your ability to see the world differently through a lens of possibility and authenticity plants seeds of transformation in the minds of others. When you question the systems and traditions that others accept blindly, you invite them to question as well. Your questions are not just inquiries, they are sparks. They ignite fires in the hearts of those who are ready for awakening and cause discomfort in those clinging to the old ways. Think about it. Have you ever said something simple, only to have someone later tell you how deeply it affected them? That's your power at work. You shift energies without even trying. Even your choices, what you support, what you reject, and where you stand neutral, carry an immeasurable weight. People watch you. They listen to you. Even in silence, your energy speaks volumes. Some might envy it, some may fear it, but all are undeniably moved by it. Your mere presence in a room alters its atmosphere, and this isn't accidental. It's purposeful, divine, and aligned with your role as a chosen one. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The time is always right to do what is right." Your energy naturally aligns with what is right, even when others resist it. So let me ask you, have you noticed how your very existence challenges those around you? How the things you do or choose not to do seem to ripple outward, causing reactions you never intended? This is not a burden, but a gift, a testament to the divine power within you. You're not just here to live. You're here to transform, to inspire, and to leave the world forever changed. Embrace this truth, because the spiritual wisdom you carry is not just for you. It's for the revolution of hearts, minds, and systems. Are you ready to fully step into that power? If you are ready, comment below, "I am ready," and keep going on this journey. Number 7. Your power is quiet but relentless. The world often idolizes loud and flashy demonstrations of power, protests that flood the streets, movements that demand immediate change, and voices that seem impossible to ignore. But your power doesn't fit this mold. It doesn't clamor for attention or stage a dramatic scene. Instead, it resides in the quiet corners of existence, operating subtly, but with a persistence that is impossible to suppress. It is the kind of power that shifts energy the moment you enter a room, that lingers in minds and hearts long after your words are spoken, and that quietly reshapes the narratives others cling to. This is the quiet resistance of a spiritual warrior, a force so profound that it transforms everything it touches without making a sound. Your influence comes from your essence, not your actions. It's not something you project intentionally. It's something you embody. It's in the way your choices ripple outward, challenging others to question their own. It's in the vibrational energy you carry, the spiritual alignment that sparks others to awaken to truths they've long ignored. And this terrifies those who thrive on control and illusion because they cannot understand it, much less manipulate it. They've tried to box you in to decipher the source of your strength, but your spiritual energy is uncontainable. It moves like water, seemingly gently, but with the ability to wear down even the most unyielding structures over time. Consider the moments when a simple thought you've shared shifts someone's entire perspective, or when your quiet presence disrupts the status quo without a word. This power is not about overt dominance, but about profound transformation. It is the type of influence that plants seeds of change in others, often without them even realizing it. They may not remember your name or your face, but they will carry the shift you ignited in them forever. And as time passes, this silent, relentless force erodes the very foundations of everything built on fear, manipulation, and deceit. It's no wonder they've feared you since the beginning. In modern life, where noise often drowns out meaning, your quiet power is a reminder that true influence doesn't need to shout. It operates in authenticity and integrity, inviting others to reflect, grow, and break free from illusions. As you navigate your spiritual journey, embrace the power of your stillness. Trust in the subtle but profound energy you bring to the world. This quiet persistence is your greatest strength, and it is exactly why you are the most dangerous existence to everything that resists the truth. Let your power flow, not for recognition, but for the relentless transformation it brings. It is this quiet revolution within you that will continue to awaken others and reshape the world, one unspoken shift at a time. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. Number 8. The blueprint for change lies within you. From the moment you entered this world, you carried something extraordinary. A spiritual blueprint uniquely your own. A design that defies convention and challenges the status quo. It isn't just about being intelligent, talented, or capable. It's about an innate knowing, a deep understanding that the world as it is isn't the way it's supposed to be. You see the flaws in systems others blindly accept. This awareness sets you apart and makes you powerful, yet dangerous to those who cling to control. Your spiritual growth isn't just a personal journey. It's a revolutionary force, designed to shift paradigms, disrupt the old, and usher in the new. And this is why you faced resistance since the beginning, because you have the power to rewrite the rules that hold so many captive. This isn't about rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's about purposeful creation. You have a vision that pierces through illusions, pathways visible only to those who dare to think differently. While the systems of control rely on keeping people small, complacent, and obedient, your very existence challenges their foundation. Your mind isn't just a tool for thought. It's a spiritual powerhouse, an engine of ideas capable of breaking chains and inspiring freedom. Those who fear change see this in you, and their response has always been to suppress it. They build obstacles meant to wear you down, feeding you lies like you're too much or you don't belong, hoping you'll believe it and abandon your inner power. But here's the truth. Your blueprint cannot be erased because it is the essence of who you are. It is your spiritual compass, guiding you toward your purpose. They may try to dim your light, but they can never extinguish it. This struggle you face isn't proof of your weakness. It's proof of your significance. Think about the most innovative creators or bold changemakers in history. Were they not misunderstood, resisted, even ridiculed? Yet they persisted, and their courage changed everything. What if the very resistance you feel is confirmation of your importance in this grand design? Consider this. In modern life, how often do you see people breaking free from cycles that don't serve them, leaving toxic jobs, challenging oppressive norms, or pursuing dreams others call unrealistic? Maybe you've seen it in a friend who left everything behind to start over, or perhaps you've experienced it yourself. These moments aren't coincidences. They are echoes of the spiritual awakening happening in our world, with people like you leading the charge. So let me ask you, are you ready to embrace the role you've been given? Are you willing to honor the calling that's been with you since birth? The lesson here is simple but profound. You were not made to conform. You were made to create. Every time you choose to step into your power, to trust your vision, and to act on your spiritual intuition, you move closer to fulfilling the purpose encoded in your very being. The world needs what you carry, and no one else can deliver it. Don't let the obstacles define you. Let them refine you. Your spiritual growth is not just a personal victory. It's a victory for everyone longing to see what's possible when one person dares to follow their divine path. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights, and let's continue this conversation. Number 9. Disruption is in your DNA. You've probably felt it your whole life, that gnawing sense that something about the world around you doesn't quite fit. While others accept things at face value, content with the status quo, you see through the surface. You don't just notice the cracks in the system. You feel them like a persistent itch, demanding your attention, urging you to do something. It's not rebellion for rebellion's sake, and it's certainly not about being difficult. It's simply who you are. Disruption is woven into the fabric of your being. And that's why you've always stood out, why they've always tried to hold you back. You, chosen one, are the most dangerous existence to a system built on shaky illusions and that terrifies those who thrive within it. They've likely called you a troublemaker, someone who can't leave well enough alone, but deep down, even they know the truth. You disrupt because you see what others refuse to. You sense the stagnation where they see stability. You feel the rot where they cling to comfort. Your very presence challenges the foundation of their carefully crafted illusions. Without even trying, you make them uncomfortable simply by existing. And discomfort leads to questions, cracks in their control, and eventually, change. It's not chaos you bring, but clarity. Your ability to question, to refuse blind acceptance, and to expose what doesn't serve the greater good is your gift, and it's one they fear. But why? Why would they fear someone who only wants to create something better? Because change threatens power. As Aristotle once said, the one who overcomes others is strong, the one who overcomes themselves is mighty. You embody that strength. You're not here to play by their rules, to tweak a broken system and call it progress. You're here to tear it down and build something new, something real, something lasting. And that's why they've tried to silence you, distract you, and make you doubt your own power. They know that if you fully embrace who you are, there's nothing they can do to stop you. Think about it. How often have you been made to feel like your perspective was too much, too radical, too unsettling? How many times have you been told to just let it go or stop overthinking? Those moments weren't about you being wrong. They were about others trying to preserve their illusions because they couldn't handle the truth you see so clearly. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. You, the chosen one, have the faith and courage to take that step. The world needs people like you, people who aren't afraid to expose what's broken and envision something greater. But here's the most important truth. Disruption isn't destruction. It's creation. It's about dismantling what no longer serves, so there's room for something greater to emerge. You're not here to destroy for the sake of it. You're here to transform. Your spiritual wisdom drives you to challenge what others accept, because you instinctively know that true change doesn't come from small fixes. It comes from bold, unrelenting vision. You weren't born to blend in or follow the crowd. You were born to lead, to inspire, to rebuild. So ask yourself, what illusions are you ready to shatter? What truths are you ready to embrace? And most importantly, how will you use your gift of disruption to create a world that aligns with the deepest wisdom of your spirit? Remember, they may resist, but they cannot stop what's in your DNA. You were chosen for this. You are ready. And the world is waiting. Share your story, or simply type, "I am growing," if you're committed to using every moment to improve yourself. Let's keep this conversation going. I can't wait to hear your insights. Number 10. They weaponized your sensitivity against you. From the very beginning, they tried to convince you that your sensitivity was a problem. They called it a weakness, a vulnerability, something that needed to be fixed or hardened. Society taught you to toughen up and hide what you truly felt. But they never wanted you to uncover the truth. Your sensitivity is not a defect. It's your most powerful gift, one rooted in your spiritual awakening. Being sensitive doesn't just mean you feel emotions deeply. It means you perceive the world in ways most people cannot. You pick up on subtle energy shifts, detect hidden truths, and sense what others might miss entirely. This unique ability makes you a force to be reckoned with because it's almost impossible to deceive someone who can read between the lines, feel the tension behind the smiles, and notice the things others are conditioned to overlook. The world wasn't designed for people like you. It was built to toughen hearts, to turn emotions into burdens, and to suppress the very sensitivity that makes life meaningful. They wanted you to conform, to numb yourself with distractions, and to drown in a sea of self-doubt. But despite their best efforts, you refused to be hardened. Your sensitivity remained, and with it, the strength to perceive and transform. They didn't understand that sensitivity isn't about fragility, it's about resilience. While many live on autopilot, detached from the world around them, you are fully awake. You feel the joys, the sorrows, the pain, and the cracks in systems that others blindly accept. And that's exactly what makes you dangerous. Your sensitivity allows you to connect deeply with others and with the energy that flows through everything. It's not just your pain you're feeling. You're attuned to the collective energy, the suffering, and the truths that others try so hard to ignore. This awareness scares them because it's a reminder of the cracks in their carefully constructed world. They wanted to break you, to silence your heart, because they feared the change you could create. Yet with every attempt to drown out your light, they only made you stronger. Every rejection, every moment of doubt only strengthened the fire within you. Your sensitivity is your superpower. It allows you to bridge gaps, to see possibilities where others see walls, and to heal wounds that others are too afraid to confront. In modern life, where distractions are endless and authenticity is rare, your sensitivity is a beacon of light. It's what gives you the power to rise above manipulation, connect with your higher purpose, and align with the energy of spiritual awakening. So don't let anyone convince you that your sensitivity is a flaw. It's your gift, your truth, and your strength. The time has come to embrace it fully, to use it to bring light to the darkness, and to transform the world around you. They feared you because they knew deep down that once you understood your power, nothing would ever be the same. Now is your moment to prove them right. If this message speaks to you, take it a step further and share it with someone who might need this reminder. Together, we can build connections rooted in honesty and respect. Number 11. They engineered a world to break you. From the moment you entered this world, it was anything but neutral. The systems, relationships, and environments you were placed into were not accidental. They were designed to test you, challenge you, and at times, even break you. The betrayals by those you trusted, the suffocating oppression of systems meant to limit your potential, and the crushing loneliness you may have felt were not random events. Whether knowingly or not, these forces worked to keep you small, to make you doubt your power and identity, to convince you that you were insignificant. They tried to bury the spark within you by making you feel different, as if your uniqueness was a flaw rather than the gift it truly is. They wanted you to spend your life chasing their approval, fitting into their mold, and silencing the voice inside you that always knew you were destined for more. Think about how the world teaches conformity. The pressure to follow trends, suppress your individuality, and accept labels that don't define you. Yet despite this conditioning, you didn't cave. Every setback you faced, every heartbreak, and every moment of isolation became more than just pain. They became tools of transformation. You didn't just endure the difficulties, you alchemized them, turning every wound into wisdom and every scar into strength. Instead of being destroyed by the betrayal, you found clarity in the chaos. Instead of letting isolation make you invisible, you used it to connect deeply with your soul and uncover your true essence. Each challenge became a mirror, revealing not your weaknesses, but the extraordinary power you hold. Take the story of a young woman named Maya, whose life was a string of rejections and losses. From being excluded by peers to facing countless failures in her career, she felt like the world had conspired against her. But one day, she stopped blaming her circumstances and began asking herself, "What is this teaching me? What am I meant to learn?" Slowly, she realized that every rejection pushed her closer to her authentic path. Every failure taught her resilience, and every lonely night was an opportunity to nurture self-love. Today, Maya leads a global initiative helping others find their purpose, proving that the very things meant to break her became the foundation of her power. So ask yourself, what has life taught you through your struggles? How has each challenge shaped your spiritual growth? The answers may reveal that every hardship was not meant to destroy you, but to awaken you to your divine strength. The obstacles you faced were never about making you feel powerless. They were about showing you the infinite power you hold when you rise above them. You are not small. You are not powerless. You are the storm that rises after the rain, the fire that refines through the flames. Every step of your journey has been preparing you for this moment. Remember this. Your resilience is proof that no force can dim your light, no matter how much they try. Embrace your scars, for they are the evidence of a warrior's path. You were built to rise, and rise you will, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your purpose than ever before. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights, and let's continue this conversation. Number 12. They cannot predict your moves. The systems that govern our world thrive on control and predictability. They depend on knowing how people think, act, and respond. It's through this understanding that they maintain their grip on society. They expect individuals to follow their carefully crafted scripts, falling in line and playing their assigned roles. But you're different. You've never fit into their mold, and that makes you an enigma, a force they can neither predict nor contain. Your unpredictability is your most potent weapon, and it shakes the very foundation of their system. They've tried to study you, analyze you, even force you into being someone easier to manage, but the harder they push, the further you slip from their grasp. Think about it. When was the last time you followed a path just because it was laid out for you? Your refusal to conform, to play by their rules, is exactly why you've always stood out. You don't just think outside the box, you demolish the box entirely. Your creativity and ability to see beyond the surface allow you to move in ways they never anticipate, leaving them scrambling to catch up. In the words of Steve Jobs, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Are you starting to see how your unique spirit aligns with this truth? This is why they've been after you since birth, because you're not just a player in their game. You're rewriting the rules entirely. While others are content to remain in predictable loops, doing what's expected and staying within the limits imposed on them, you're out there charting new territory. You disrupt the status quo, and that scares them more than anything. Why? Because they can't control what they can't predict, and they can't manipulate what they don't understand. How does it feel to know that your very existence challenges the systems designed to limit human potential? The truth is, your journey isn't about fitting in or even standing out. It's about breaking free. You've been given the gift of seeing through illusions and stepping into your own power, a power rooted in spiritual wisdom. This wisdom guides you to trust your instincts, follow your intuition, and align with your higher purpose. It's a calling not everyone hears, but those who do are destined to disrupt, to challenge, and to change the world. As Rumi once said, "You were born with wings, why prefer to crawl through life?" So here's the question for you. Will you continue to chart your own course, defying the expectations and limitations placed upon you? Or will you let the systems of control dictate your path? Remember, the choice is always yours, but your power lies in your freedom to choose, to be unpredictable, and to embody the spiritual wisdom that sets you apart. The world may not always understand you, but that's precisely what makes you the most dangerous existence to those who seek control. As we conclude, remember this. Your existence carries a profound purpose, and the challenges you've faced only prove the incredible power you hold within. The systems that sought to diminish you are now crumbling, and the truth you carry is shaking the foundations of the world. This is your time to rise, to awaken fully, and to lead the way for others. What resonated most with you from today's message? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. Don't forget to subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom and join the movement of chosen ones who refuse to be silenced. Together, we'll keep transforming the world, one truth at a time. See you in the next video, where the revolution continues.